The house that waited. They say walls can't whisper, but what if they're just waiting for someone who will finally listen? The moving truck pulled away with a final groan, leaving 17-year-old Alara Monroe alone on the cracked driveway of her mother's latest obsession. A refurbished 1890s Victorian nestled in a sleepy hillside town. It was anything but sleepy. Crows circled overhead like vultures late to a feast, and the house, tall, pale, and watching, loomed with windows like cataract eyes. Peeling white paint tried to hide its past, but it bled through. The wraparound porch creaked, even when no one moved. And inside, the air felt used. Her mother called it a fresh start after the divorce. Alara called it a trap wrapped in lace curtains. First night, the house sighed. Not the wind, not the pipes. No, this was different. It was a long, hollow exhale, like something finally breathing in again after being buried alive. Did she imagine it? She pulled her covers up to her chin. Her breath fogged in the dark. The heater was on. Then the closet door clicked. Once. Twice. Then silence. Did she get up to check? No, she didn't have to, because the closet whispered her name. Alara. The next morning, her mother brushed it off. Old houses settle, sweetie. But Alara knew what settling sounded like. It didn't sound like laughter under the floorboards. She started noticing things. Mirrors fogged up on their own. Not just with steam, with words. One said, "You're in me." Another, "Stay still." At night, the lights would flicker in patterns. 3 fast blinks, 1 long. Morse code? A warning? A countdown? The attic door, once nailed shut, stood open by Tuesday. She climbed the stairs, flashlight trembling in hand, and found a child's dollhouse. But it wasn't just any dollhouse. It was an exact replica of their home. Exact. Room for room. Even down to her chipped fingernail polish on the tiny bedroom door. Inside it, the dolls were positioned like her and her mother. And in the attic room of the dollhouse, a third figure, faceless, bent backward like a marionette with cut strings. That night, her bedroom furniture had shifted. The bed moved 3 inches left. Her chair faced the window. The closet stood wide open again. Alara. Now the voice was louder, hungrier, female. Sometimes you feel watched. Sometimes you feel followed. But what do you do when you feel mirrored? Because that night, when Alara looked in her mirror, her reflection didn't move. Alara backed away. The mirror version of her stood smiling, then slowly tilted its head until it cracked the glass. She screamed. Her mother came running, but the mirror was whole again. No more late-night horror movies, her mom warned, concern tightening into irritation. You're scaring yourself. But Alara wasn't alone in that mirror anymore. The house began mimicking her. Footsteps followed her steps. Doors closed right after she passed. And the whispers grew clearer, becoming commands. Go to the attic. Bring the key. Finish what she started. Who was she? Alara searched the local archives. There had been a girl, Margaret Linney, vanished 1903. Last seen in this house. They never found her body. But neighbors remembered screams echoing across the hill. The house had stayed empty for over a century, until someone dared to flip it. Alara confronted the attic again. This time, the dollhouse doors opened on their own. Inside, the faceless doll had a name written in blood-red thread. Margaret. The figure moved. Not like a toy, like a puppet with a pulse. Suddenly, the dollhouse shook. Dust swirled like smoke. And, in the real house, something came down the attic stairs. Alara turned toward the sound, heart pounding, and found herself staring back. It wasn't a trick of the mirror. It wasn't a dream. It was her. Same eyes, same clothes, but wrong. Too pale, too still. Her twin stepped forward, and, as she did, Alara stepped backward without meaning to, like something else had taken her place. Then it spoke. I waited. You're the first to hear me. Margaret. She hadn't vanished. She'd been absorbed. The house hadn't trapped her. It wore her. Alara felt her limbs stiffen. Her vision doubled. Every breath got heavier, like inhaling memories. The attic pulsed. The walls shifted, doors slamming like heartbeats. Margaret held out her hand. Let me in, or stay like me. Alara screamed, grabbing the dollhouse and smashing it. It shattered with a sound like thunder underwater. The ghost walls cracked. The lights exploded. The other Alara howled, dissolving into shards of glass and dust. And then silence. Real silence. No whispers. No echoes. No breathing house. She was alone. Wasn't she? They left the next day. Her mother never asked why. Maybe some part of her had heard it too. The house was condemned. Again. But late at night, Alara still hears knocking in her dreams. 3 short. 1 long. Sometimes she wakes up, and the closet's open again. She never replaced a mirror. Sometimes she still sees a flicker of her, not smiling back. And the dollhouse? She burned it. Or so she thought. Because yesterday, a package arrived. No return address. Inside, the same dollhouse. Perfect. Unburned. And inside the attic room, a single, faceless doll, now wearing a black hoodie. Just like Alara. So, if your new house feels too quiet, maybe it's not haunted. Maybe it's hungry.